Beloved friends, today I invite you into a new dimension of thought, a higher vibration of mind where supply flows without obstruction. There is no limit to the good that can come to you when you align your thinking with divine law. You are not here to beg for wealth. You are here to claim it. The entire universe is abundant. Infinite intelligence is your silent partner. Supply already exists for you, but it responds to your consciousness. To manifest $50 million, begin not with effort, but with vision. Hold the idea as already fulfilled. Picture the figure clearly, not as a distant wish but as a present fact. State with inner certainty. The substance of spirit now manifests as $50 million in my world. It is mine by divine right. I receive it with gratitude. You need not worry about the channel. Infinite intelligence has countless avenues. Cast out all thought of limitation. Lack is an illusion of the lower self. In the realm of spirit there is only fullness. Every time fear whispers, cancel it with truth. Say, there is no lack in divine mind. What I desire is already supplied. The vibration of your thought impresses the formless substance, and it takes shape accordingly. Do not chase, attract. Stand still and know that it is done. Your part is to keep the mental picture and the spoken word clear, consistent, and expectant. Doubt is the only thief. Faith is the open door. Each time you speak the word of power, you are planting seeds in rich soil. Those seeds must produce after their kind. Use affirmations, but fill them with feeling. Feel as though you are already the steward of this great fortune. Live as though the money is in your hands. Act from abundance, not from want. Every gesture, every thought, every emotion must agree with your decree. When you align thought, word, and feeling, the unseen becomes the seen. Release the outcome. The law works while you rest. You do not dig up the seed to check its growth. You know it is sprouting beneath the surface. Likewise, trust that the universal substance is arranging circumstances, contacts, and opportunities to deliver your $50 million in perfect ways. Bless others' prosperity. When you see great wealth, rejoice. Say, this is proof that supply is everywhere and unlimited. What blesses one blesses all. In this way, you keep your channel clear and your vibration high. When you shift from wanting to knowing, from hoping to claiming, manifestation becomes inevitable. The law of mind is exact and impersonal. It mirrors back to you exactly what you impress upon it. Hold the thought of $50 million as already yours, and it must appear. Let gratitude seal the process. Thank the infinite daily for your fortune before it arrives in the visible. Gratitude is the magnet that speeds the demonstration. As you praise the unseen supply, you draw it swiftly into the seen. Friends, this thought process is not a trick, it is truth. It is alignment with universal law. As you practice it, as you speak the word, as you hold the vision, you will see the evidences accumulate. Money will come from expected and unexpected sources. Doors will open. Ideas will flow. The entire universe will conspire to fulfill your decree. Stand firm. Speak your word of power daily. See the $50 million as already manifested. Know it. Feel it. Claim it. The unseen substance moves at your command when your faith is steady and your word is law. To claim wealth as already yours is to step into the truth that everything you desire already exists in the invisible realm, waiting for your recognition and acceptance. When you approach $50 million as something distant or separate from you, you automatically create resistance and delay. But when you treat it as already present, as already aligned with your divine inheritance, you remove the sense of struggle and shift into a natural state of receptivity. The first step is to picture the amount with absolute clarity. Do not think of it as an abstract number, but as a tangible presence. Imagine seeing it in your account. Imagine holding the evidence in your hands. Imagine the freedom, security, and opportunities it brings. This mental exercise is not wishful thinking. It is the creative act of planting a seed in the fertile soil of universal mind. The more vivid the picture, the more deeply it is impressed upon the subconscious, and the more powerfully it begins to outpicture in your world. As you affirm, I claim $50 million as mine now by divine right. You are not begging or asking. You are decreeing, commanding, and accepting. The invisible responds to your decree the way soil responds to a seed. Your word is law to your own subconscious mind. and your subconscious mind is the bridge to the infinite substance. Every time you speak the affirmation, you reinforce the belief. Every time you imagine the end state, you align yourself with it. As your inner world accepts it as true, your outer world reshapes itself to reflect it. This is why it is crucial to keep your mental atmosphere clean of doubt, fear, or contradictory thoughts. Treat any thought of lack or impossibility as a passing shadow with no reality. Replace it instantly with your chosen statement of truth. The key is persistence with feeling. Mere repetition without belief will not shift your vibration. Infuse your words with the feeling of ownership. Let the emotional tone match the reality you are claiming. Feel the calm assurance of someone who already possesses the fortune. Feel the gratitude, the stability, the sense of responsibility, the creative freedom that comes with such wealth. This feeling state is the magnet that draws the unseen into the seen. As you go about your daily activities, act from the identity of someone who already has $50 million. This does not mean reckless spending, but rather embodying the confidence, generosity, and creative vision of such a person. When decisions arise, ask yourself, how would I think and act if the money were already mine? This shifts you out of the consciousness of striving and into the consciousness of having. The law of assumption operates unfailingly. What you assume to be true about yourself, you bring into expression. By assuming the reality of your fortune, you begin to think thoughts, speak words, and take actions aligned with it, and this alignment speeds manifestation. Visualizing and affirming are most potent when done in a relaxed, receptive state. In the quiet of the morning, before the outer world presses in, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine a golden stream of abundance flowing toward you. See the number 50 million clearly etched in your mind's eye. Hear yourself being congratulated. See your accounts overflowing. Feel the texture of banknotes, the softness of the life you have created, the joyful surprise of others benefiting from your generosity. Speak your affirmation slowly, with conviction. I claim $50 million as mine now by divine right. Infinite substance is my supply. I receive it with gratitude. Repeat this until you feel a shift inside, a subtle knowing that it is already accomplished. This inner click is your sign that the subconscious has accepted the idea. Do not concern yourself with how the money will arrive. That is not your role. Infinite intelligence has infinite channels and does not require your plan. Your part is to hold the end result with unwavering faith and to follow any intuitive nudges that arise naturally. Opportunities may appear, ideas may come, people may cross your path. Respond to these prompts as they arise, but never slip back into the idea that you must make it happen through force or struggle. You are not creating the wealth from nothing. You are drawing it from the limitless reservoir already present in spirit. Affirmations and mental pictures are strengthened by gratitude. Each time you think of your fortune, thank the invisible supply for its manifestation. Gratitude amplifies faith and keeps your vibration high. When you see evidence of wealth in the world around you, bless it and say inwardly, this is proof that abundance is everywhere. What blesses one blesses all. My 50 million is already present. This habit dissolves envy and keeps you attuned to the frequency of abundance rather than lack. Guard your conversations and your environment. Do not engage in talk of limitation, recession, or scarcity. Such words plant weeds in your mental garden. Speak only of abundance, success, and possibilities. Surround yourself with images, books, and people who support your vision. Every influence in your life either reinforces or erodes your belief. Choose those that reinforce it. The subconscious mind is impressionable, and repetition of ideas from external sources will seep in if you do not guard the gates. Persistence is essential. A farmer does not plant a seed and then abandon the field. They water it, protect it, and trust the process until the harvest. Likewise, keep affirming, visualizing, and feeling as though it is already done, even when no outer evidence yet appears. This is the true test of faith. The outer world may lag behind the inner picture, but it must ultimately conform. The law of mind is exact, and your sustained thought and feeling are causes that will produce corresponding effects. As your belief grows stronger, you will begin to notice small demonstrations, synchronicities, and opportunities. Treat each as a sign of your greater manifestation unfolding. Rejoice in them, acknowledge them, and let them strengthen your conviction. This creates a positive feedback loop, where belief creates manifestation, and manifestation strengthens belief, accelerating the entire process. You can also reinforce your claim through written statements. Each day write down, "I claim $50 million as mine now by divine right. Infinite substance is my supply." The act of writing imprints the subconscious more deeply. Read it aloud with feeling. Place reminders in your environment to keep your mind anchored to your claim. The more senses you involve, the more powerful the impression. Forgiveness and release of resentment also clear the channels for your wealth. Any bitterness or unforgiveness acts as a blockage. Release old grievances. Bless those who have wronged you, and free yourself from emotional debts. This clears your energy and allows the abundance you are claiming to flow more freely. In the vibration of forgiveness, you are aligned with divine flow. Be generous in thought even before your wealth appears. Mentally allocate portions of your fortune to bless causes, people, and projects you care about. This keeps your focus on circulation rather than hoarding. The universe loves circulation. Money is an energy that wants to flow. By planning to circulate it, you attract it more easily. Feel the joy of giving and the ease of receiving as one continuous flow. Meditation, prayer, and silence strengthen your connection to the source of all supply. Spend time each day quieting your mind and feeling the presence of the infinite within you. In that silence you will sense the truth of your claim and the certainty of its fulfillment. This inner communion is the foundation of all manifestation, for it removes fear and fills you with the peace that knows it is already done. By making claiming wealth as already yours a daily practice, you are transforming your consciousness. You are moving from the limited self, image of someone who lacks, to the expanded identity of someone who is abundantly supplied. This shift is the true work. Once the shift occurs within, the outer manifestation becomes inevitable, because the outer world is nothing but the reflection of your inner state. The more consistently you hold this new identity, the more quickly the $50 million will crystallize in your experience. Because the law of assumption, the law of attraction, and the law of correspondence all respond to the mental patterns you sustain. To eliminate all thoughts of lack is to step into the deepest understanding that scarcity exists only in the mind, and not in divine reality. The universal substance from which all things are formed is infinite, unchanging and ever-present. It knows no boundaries, no limits, no shortages. When you entertain ideas of limitation, you close the channel through which your good can flow. When you release those ideas, you throw the doors wide open for wealth to stream into your life. Every time you think a thought of lack, you are imprinting the subconscious with an image of emptiness, and the subconscious obediently reflects that image back as conditions in your world. By consciously replacing those thoughts with images of plenty, you retrain the subconscious to accept abundance as normal, and your outer life rearranges to mirror that acceptance. This process is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing which reality you align yourself with, the reality of limitation or the reality of infinite supply. Begin by becoming aware of the subtle ways lack thinking appears. It may appear as worry about bills, as fear of losing a job, as resentment over another's success, as hesitation to spend, as self-doubt about deserving wealth. Each of these is a symptom of an underlying belief in scarcity. The moment you catch one of these thoughts, stop and replace it with a declaration of abundance. Say to yourself, "There is no lack in divine mind. Infinite substance is everywhere. What I need and desire is already supplied." This simple act begins to dissolve the old pattern and plant a new one. Like weeding a garden, you must do it consistently until the soil of your mind is free of weeds and filled only with the seeds of prosperity. Visualization helps to crowd out lack. Each time you notice a fearful thought, close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself surrounded by overflowing supply. See bank accounts overflowing. See your wallet filled. See money pouring in from many channels. See your home radiant with beauty. See yourself as a magnet for endless opportunity. The mind cannot hold two conflicting pictures at once, so by filling it with the image of plenty, you automatically displace the image of lack. Over time, this becomes your dominant vibration, and what you vibrate you attract. Another powerful way to eliminate lack thinking is to cultivate gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, and in that shift you move into harmony with the energy of abundance. Make a habit of thanking life for even the smallest gifts. Each breath, each meal, each moment of peace can be acknowledged as evidence of the universe's generosity. As you do this, you find your fear diminishing and your trust growing. Trust and fear cannot coexist. Trust builds a channel through which greater supply can flow. Watch your speech carefully. The words you use are carriers of energy and signals to your subconscious. When you say, "I can't afford it," "Money is tight," "I never have enough," you are issuing commands that the subconscious takes literally. Begin to speak a new language, even if at first it feels like an act of faith. Say, "I always have more than enough. Money flows to me easily. I am lavishly supplied." Speak of opportunities, not obstacles. Speak of freedom, not restriction. This verbal discipline reprograms your mind and creates a new energetic signature that the universe responds to. Your environment also influences your mental atmosphere. Surround yourself with images and reminders of abundance. This could be as simple as keeping your living space clean and orderly, as beauty and order signal wealth to your subconscious. It could be choosing uplifting books, music, and conversations rather than doom-filled news or gossip. Every input to your mind is a seed planted. Choose only seeds you want to grow. Releasing envy and comparison is essential. When you see someone else prospering and feel jealousy or resentment, you are affirming lack for yourself. When you bless their prosperity, you affirm abundance for yourself. Say to yourself, "Their success proves the universe is abundant. What blesses them blesses me." This keeps you in the flow rather than blocking it with negativity. Recognize that the same source that supplies them also supplies you. There is no competition in spirit. Everyone can prosper without diminishing another. Forgiveness dissolves blockages of lack as well. Resentment, grudges, and guilt create constriction in your energy field. They tie up mental and emotional energy that could be used for creation. When you forgive others and yourself, you release that constriction and allow abundance to flow. Practice daily forgiveness by affirming, "I release all bitterness and claim my freedom. My good now comes to me freely and fully." This softens your heart and opens your hands to receive. Acting from abundance even before you see it is another key practice. Generosity, sharing, and giving circulate energy and signal to the subconscious that you have plenty. This does not mean reckless spending, but thoughtful circulation of resources in ways that feel aligned. It could be tipping a little more generously, donating to causes you believe in, or simply offering your time and kindness. As you give, you affirm that you are not in lack and cannot be depleted, and this affirmation draws more to you. Meditation or quiet contemplation helps you reconnect with the source of all supply beyond appearances. In stillness you can feel the vastness, the fullness, the endlessness of life itself. You realize you are not a beggar at the gate, but a channel through which this infinite life flows. Spending even a few minutes each day in this awareness melts fear and plants peace in your mind. Peace is fertile soil for prosperity. In peace you stop pushing, grabbing, or fearing, and you start allowing. Your beliefs about money and worthiness often originate from childhood or collective culture. These can be changed. Examine the stories you were told about money. Money is hard to get. Rich people are greedy. We can't afford it. Question each one and replace it with a more empowering belief. Money is abundant and flows easily. Wealth is a tool for good. I am always supported. This deliberate reshaping of your beliefs rewires your subconscious blueprint and changes your outer circumstances accordingly. Consistency matters. Eliminating lack thinking is not a one-time act but a daily discipline. You are retraining neural pathways, reshaping subconscious patterns, and aligning your vibration with a new reality. Be patient but persistent. Each time you catch and replace a thought of lack, you strengthen the new habit. Over time, the old habit withers and the new one flourishes. You will find yourself naturally thinking abundant thoughts, feeling abundant emotions, and taking abundant actions without effort. Celebrate evidence of abundance as it appears, no matter how small. An unexpected gift, a discount, a compliment, a good parking space. All are signs of the universe's generosity. Acknowledge them, give thanks, and let them build your faith. This positive reinforcement accelerates the elimination of lack thinking and the establishment of abundance thinking. Be mindful also of your self-concept. People who see themselves as poor, unlucky, or undeserving attract situations that confirm that self-image. Begin to see yourself as a prosperous, deserving, and magnetic individual. Imagine wearing wealth like a garment, carrying yourself with ease, confidence, and grace. This new self-image becomes the mold into which substance flows. When you believe you are worthy of $50 million or any desired amount, the law of mind mirrors that worthiness back to you. Even your body language and posture can reflect either lack or abundance. Slouching, avoiding eye contact, speaking timidly, these can signal an inner sense of smallness. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and speak with conviction. Move as someone who expects good things. This physical embodiment supports the mental shift you are making. As you continue this practice, you may notice old fears surfacing. Welcome them as signs that your subconscious is being cleansed. Each time a fear appears, affirm your truth, visualize your abundance, bless your life, and move forward. In time the fears lose their power, and you live more steadily in the consciousness of plenty. This consciousness then becomes the dominant pattern of your life, attracting situations, people, and resources that match it. To feel and act from abundance is to step into the vibration of having rather than wanting. To embody the state of already possessing all that you desire so completely that your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors naturally mirror it. When you shift from the consciousness of lack to the consciousness of abundance, you stop sending out signals of desperation or striving and begin to radiate confidence, security, and sufficiency. This shift is magnetic. It draws to you people, opportunities, and conditions that align with the energy you are broadcasting. Acting from abundance is not about reckless spending or pretending to be something you are not, but about aligning your inner state and outward behavior with the reality you wish to experience. It means choosing to live as though your desired outcome is already established, and letting that sense of fulfillment guide your decisions, your speech, and your interactions. The key is to create an inner environment of sufficiency so powerful that the outer world must eventually match it. Begin by cultivating the feeling of abundance internally. Feelings are the language of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind responds to what you feel more than what you say. When you sit quietly and imagine your life as if you already have $50 million, let yourself feel the freedom, the safety, the joy, the generosity, and the creativity that such wealth brings. Imagine the texture of your new life, the way you move through your days, the confidence in your voice, the calm in your body, the clarity in your mind. Fill your inner world with these sensations until they become familiar. Repetition creates new neural pathways and conditions the subconscious to accept abundance as your new normal. Once the subconscious accepts it, your behaviors and external circumstances start to shift automatically, because you are acting from a new identity. Acting from abundance also means making decisions as the version of you who already has the desired outcome. When you face choices about money, opportunities, relationships, or time, ask yourself, how would I choose if I already had the wealth I desire? How would I respond from a place of sufficiency rather than fear? This mental rehearsal aligns your current actions with your future reality. For example, you might invest in your education, your health, or your personal growth, because you know that abundance supports expansion. You might treat people with more generosity and patience, because you feel secure rather than threatened. You might speak with greater confidence in negotiations, because you are not desperate for a particular outcome. These subtle shifts in behavior signal to your subconscious that abundance is already yours, and they signal to others that you are a person of power and self-trust, which in turn attracts more opportunities. A powerful practice is to create small demonstrations of abundance in your daily life. This could be as simple as upgrading small aspects of your environment within your current means. Arranging fresh flowers in your home. Dressing in clothes that make you feel confident, maintaining an organized and beautiful workspace. These gestures tell your subconscious that you value yourself and expect good things. They also improve your emotional state, which is the foundation of manifestation. When you feel prosperous in small ways, you align with the vibration of greater prosperity. It is not the price tag but the feeling that matters. Another way to act from abundance is through generosity and circulation. When you share your time, your attention, your resources, or your skills with others, you affirm to yourself that you are not in danger of depletion. This creates a flow of energy and signals to the universe that you are a channel for abundance. Giving with joy rather than obligation amplifies this effect. It does not matter the size of the gift, it is the spirit behind it that matters. Each act of generosity reinforces your self-image as someone who has more than enough and keeps the energy of prosperity moving through your life. Your self-talk and inner dialogue must also reflect abundance. Monitor your thoughts and language carefully. Replace statements like, "I can't afford this," or "There's never enough," with, "I choose to allocate my resources wisely," or "Money flows to me easily and constantly." Use words that affirm sufficiency and flow rather than limitation. Over time, your subconscious adopts this new language, and your reality shifts accordingly. Speak to yourself as though you are already wealthy, already successful, already fulfilled. This reinforces the state you are claiming, and makes it easier to act from that state consistently. Visualization combined with sensory immersion can deepen the practice of feeling and acting from abundance. Each day, spend time imagining your life with your desired wealth. What does your morning routine look like? How do you spend your time? Who surrounds you? How does it feel to give, to create, to invest, to explore? Engage all 5 senses in your visualization so it feels real. When you open your eyes, carry a residue of that feeling into your day. Let it influence your posture, your tone of voice, your choices. This is how you bridge the gap between inner state and outer reality. Feeling and acting from abundance also involves cultivating gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude tunes your mind to notice the good already present, which raises your vibration and expands your capacity to receive more. Each time you acknowledge and give thanks for the abundance you currently have, you reinforce the belief that abundance is natural and ongoing. This belief leads to behaviors that match it. You become more relaxed, more open, more receptive, and more confident, all of which accelerate manifestation. It is important to release any guilt or shame around wealth and desire. Acting from abundance requires that you see yourself as worthy of good things. If you harbor beliefs that having money makes you selfish or unspiritual, or that you are not good enough to have what you desire, you will sabotage your manifestation. Work on forgiving yourself for past mistakes, affirm your inherent worth, and reframe wealth as a tool for good. See yourself as a wise steward of abundance, someone who can use resources to uplift yourself and others. This mental shift removes inner resistance and makes it easier to embody abundance authentically. Pay attention to your physical state, because the body anchors your vibration. When you carry yourself with confidence, breathe deeply, smile genuinely, and move with purpose, you send signals of abundance to your nervous system. This can create a feedback loop where positive posture and movement lead to positive emotions, which lead to positive actions. Simple practices like standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking with clarity can shift you out of a scarcity mindset and into a presence of power. People respond differently to you when you project this energy, which opens doors and draws opportunities aligned with your abundant self. Another aspect of acting from abundance is to trust the timing and flow of life. Scarcity thinking drives impatience, panic, and forcing. Abundance thinking allows for patience, trust, and relaxed action. When you trust that your desired outcome is inevitable, you can take inspired action without grasping or pushing. This state of trust communicates to your subconscious and to the universe that you know you are supported, which invites even more support. Each time you choose patience over panic, you strengthen the vibration of abundance. Practicing mindfulness throughout the day helps you stay anchored in the feeling of abundance. Notice when fear or lack thoughts arise, and gently shift back to the feeling of having. This can be as simple as taking a deep breath and recalling your vision or repeating an affirmation like, "I am now living in abundance." With repetition, this becomes your default state. When abundance becomes your baseline, it is reflected automatically in your speech, your choices, and your demeanor. The company you keep also affects your ability to feel and act from abundance. Spend time with people who embody positivity, generosity, and success. Their attitudes and beliefs will influence yours. Avoid environments filled with negativity, envy, or complaint. Choose mentors, friends, and communities that reinforce the mindset you want to cultivate. This external support makes it easier to maintain your internal state of abundance. Consistency and practice are the final keys. Feeling and acting from abundance may feel awkward at first if you are accustomed to lack thinking. But each time you choose the abundant perspective, you are building a new habit and strengthening a new identity. Over time, this identity becomes natural. You wake up feeling prosperous. You move through your day making confident choices. You interact with others from a place of sufficiency. And you automatically attract circumstances that match your state. This is the process by which inner reality reshapes outer reality. To trust the unseen law to work is to surrender the urge to control and manipulate every detail of how your desire will arrive, and instead rest in the certainty that the universal intelligence already knows the most direct, harmonious, and abundant path. It is to understand that manifestation operates according to principles as exact and impersonal as gravity, and your role is not to push the river, but to align with it. When you hold a clear vision, speak your word of power, and feel the reality of your desire as already fulfilled, you have done the creative work. The law, unseen and unfailing, begins to arrange people, circumstances, and events to bring your vision into form. Trusting it means letting go of timelines and methods, releasing the anxiety that arises when you try to force outcomes, and living as though your desired result is inevitable. This inner trust creates a vibration of peace and confidence that magnetically attracts the outer demonstration. Begin by accepting that unseen forces are always at play, even when you cannot perceive them. Seeds germinate beneath the soil long before shoots appear above the ground. In the same way, your affirmations, visualizations, and intentions begin creating conditions in the invisible realm the moment you impress them upon your subconscious. Just because you cannot see immediate evidence does not mean nothing is happening. Your desire is like a seed. It has its own incubation period and its own perfect timing. Trusting the law means refusing to dig up the seed with doubt or impatience. Each time you find yourself wondering if it is working, return to your inner knowing. The law is precise, reliable, and infinitely resourceful. It cannot fail when you are aligned with it. To deepen this trust, cultivate the habit of detachment from the outcome. Detachment does not mean indifference or lack of passion. It means you are secure enough in the inevitability of your good that you do not cling to a specific channel or timeline. You hold your vision with conviction while allowing infinite intelligence to choose the method. When one avenue closes, you know another is opening. When delays occur, you assume they are divine adjustments leading to a better result. This mental posture dissolves resistance and allows the law to work unhindered. As you let go of control, you create space for inspiration, synchronicity, and unexpected blessings. Another key to trusting the unseen law is to recognize your partnership with it. You are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are an expression of it. When you declare your desire and feel it as real, you are issuing a directive to the infinite substance, and it responds automatically. Your job is to maintain the inner state that matches your desired outcome, and to take inspired action as it arises. You do not have to make things happen by force. You allow them to unfold naturally. This partnership is like dancing rather than pushing. You move when prompted, pause when guided, and know the music is already playing. Practice patience as a form of faith. Patience is not passivity, it is active trust. Each day reaffirm your intention, visualize your outcome. Feel the gratitude of its fulfillment, then release it to the law. Go about your activities with a light heart, knowing the unseen is at work. When doubts creep in, counter them immediately with affirmations such as, "Everything is unfolding in divine order," or, "The law is bringing my desire to me now in perfect ways." These statements calm the mind and restore your confidence in the process. Over time, your nervous system becomes acclimated to faith rather than fear, and your manifestation accelerates. Look for small signs and synchronicities as evidence that the law is at work. A phone call, a chance meeting, a sudden idea, a helpful article, a seeming coincidence. Each can be a thread in the larger tapestry being woven for you. When you notice these signs, acknowledge them with gratitude. This strengthens your belief and keeps you tuned to the flow of guidance. The more you trust, the more clearly you perceive the guidance and opportunities being offered. This creates a feedback loop where trust increases evidence and evidence increases trust. Trust also requires releasing old patterns of worry and overthinking. Worry is simply negative visualization. It is faith in an unwanted outcome. Each time you catch yourself worrying, shift your focus to your desired reality. See it as done. Feel it as done. Speak it as done. Then let it go again. This disciplined shifting trains your mind to dwell only on what you want rather than on what you fear. As your mental habit becomes one of confident expectation, the unseen law can operate without obstruction. Meditation and stillness can help you experience the reality of the unseen law. In quiet moments you can feel the presence of something vast, intelligent and benevolent moving through you and all things. You realize you are supported at all times, that you are not alone, and that there is a perfect order behind appearances. This felt connection dissolves doubt and strengthens your trust. Even a few minutes each day spent in silence, breathing deeply and affirming your oneness with infinite intelligence, can reset your nervous system and anchor you in faith. Affirmations specifically crafted to reinforce trust can be powerful. Statements like, "I trust the unseen law to bring my good to me now," or, "The universe is orchestrating everything for my highest benefit," can be repeated until they become second nature. Each repetition impresses the subconscious, which then projects the corresponding outer experience. This is why trust is not a vague hope but an active practice of thought and feeling. Gratitude is another tool to cement your trust. Thank the unseen law for working on your behalf even before you see results. Gratitude presumes the outcome and affirms its inevitability. It shifts your focus from absence to presence, from doubt to certainty. When you make gratitude your default state, you stay aligned with the vibration of your desire and allow the law to deliver it more swiftly. Letting go of the how is perhaps the most challenging but most liberating aspect of trusting the unseen law. The human mind wants to know every step, every detail, every mechanism. But the infinite mind has countless ways to fulfill your desire, most of which you could never predict. When you insist on a particular method, you limit the possibilities. When you release the method, you open yourself to miracles. Say to yourself, "This or something better now manifests for me in perfect ways." To remind yourself that your vision is held by a power far greater than your conscious planning. Live each day as though your desire is inevitable. This does not mean ignoring reality, but interpreting reality through the lens of faith rather than fear. When something seems to go wrong, assume it is a course correction. When a door closes, assume a better door is opening. This attitude keeps you in harmony with the unseen law and allows it to continue its work without your interference. It also maintains your emotional balance, which is crucial to manifestation. Your imagination and intuition are your guides in this process. As you trust the unseen law, you will receive intuitive nudges, hunches, and ideas. Act on them promptly and confidently. They are the breadcrumbs leading you along the path to your manifestation. The more you trust and act, the clearer these signals become. Eventually you live in a state of ongoing dialogue with the unseen, constantly guided, supported and inspired. Release resistance in your body as well as your mind. Tension, tightness and stress are physical signs of mistrust. Practice breathing, relaxation and movement to keep your energy flowing freely. A relaxed body communicates safety to the nervous system, which supports an abundant mindset. As you relax physically, you make it easier to relax mentally and emotionally, deepening your trust in the unseen. Remember also that trust is strengthened by evidence from your past. Reflect on times when something worked out perfectly, even though you couldn't see how. Times when a problem resolved unexpectedly. Times when help arrived just when you needed it. Use these memories to remind yourself that the unseen law has operated in your life before, and will do so again. This builds a foundation of experiential faith rather than mere intellectual belief. As you continue to practice trusting the unseen law, you will notice that your life feels lighter, freer, more harmonious. You stop pushing and start allowing. You stop doubting and start knowing. You stop micromanaging and start co-creating. This shift in consciousness is the true secret behind effortless manifestation. It is not about passivity but about alignment, surrender and confident expectation. By training yourself to trust the unseen law, you create a mental and emotional climate in which your desire can blossom naturally, in its own time, through channels you could never have orchestrated yourself. To seal the process with gratitude is to lock your manifestation into the vibration of completion, to wrap your intention and visualization in the energy that most closely matches fulfillment. Gratitude is the language of the soul that already knows it has received. And by practicing it, you move from wanting to having, from asking to claiming, from hoping to knowing. When you give thanks for something, before it appears in the visible world, you signal to your subconscious mind and to the infinite intelligence that it is already present in the unseen. This shift in perception is powerful because the universal law mirrors your inner state. Gratitude is more than a polite gesture or a fleeting feeling. It is an energetic stance that magnetizes more of what you appreciate. It opens the heart, raises your vibration, and places you in harmony with the frequency of abundance. Begin by cultivating gratitude in simple ways throughout your day. Before rising in the morning, thank life for another day, for breath, for possibilities, for your mind and body. As you move through your day, notice small things to appreciate: the sunshine, a kind word, a helpful stranger, a moment of inspiration, a sign of progress. Each act of acknowledgement tunes your focus toward the good already present and away from the illusion of lack. The more you notice and bless, the more reasons you find to continue noticing and blessing. This creates a spiral of increasing appreciation that expands your capacity to receive. When practicing gratitude specifically for a manifestation like $50 million, take time to feel the reality of having already received it. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and picture your life as if your desired fortune is already here. Visualize your accounts overflowing, your projects funded, your freedom secured, your generosity expressed. Then speak words of thanks as though it is a fact. Thank the infinite supply. Thank your subconscious mind for accepting the idea. Thank the unseen channels bringing it forth. Thank yourself for holding the faith. Let the gratitude well up as a real emotion in your heart and spread through your body like warmth. This is the signature vibration of having. The more often you visit it, the more natural it becomes. Write your gratitude as well as speak it. A written gratitude journal can serve as a daily anchor to the energy of abundance. List things you appreciate that are already in your life alongside the things you are claiming as though they have already appeared. For example, I am so grateful for the $50 million now in my life, for the opportunities it brings, for the joy of giving, for the security and freedom I feel. Writing like this blurs the line between the seen and unseen, and trains your subconscious to accept your desire as present reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between vividly imagined gratitude and actual events. It simply takes the impression and projects it outward. Gratitude also helps to dissolve resistance, impatience, and fear. When you are focused on what you already have, and what is already on its way, you naturally relax and trust the process. This relaxation keeps your energy open and flowing, which allows the unseen law to work without obstruction. Each time doubt or worry arises, you can counter it with thanks. Say to yourself, "Thank you for the evidence that it is already done. Thank you for the unfolding process. Thank you for the perfect timing." This calms your nervous system and keeps you aligned with your desired reality. Using gratitude in your interactions with others reinforces this vibration. Thank people sincerely and frequently. Appreciate their contributions, their kindness, their presence. Send silent blessings to those who cross your path. When you radiate appreciation outward, you signal to the universe that you are a generator of positive energy, and the universe responds by sending more experiences to appreciate. your relationships improve, opportunities expand, and your whole field of experience becomes more abundant. Gratitude can be amplified by combining it with visualization and sensory immersion. As you imagine your desired outcome, imagine also the specific things you are thankful for within it. For instance, imagine thanking your financial advisors for their guidance, thanking the universe for unexpected windfalls, thanking your family for their support, thanking yourself for courage and faith. This embeds gratitude into the mental movie you are projecting and strengthens its emotional charge. When the subconscious feels gratitude as part of the picture, it takes the suggestion more deeply. It is also important to express gratitude for challenges and delays. This may seem counterintuitive, but every obstacle contains hidden benefits, lessons, and redirections. When you can thank the unseen for guiding you even when the path is unclear, you maintain alignment with the bigger picture. Gratitude for contrast and growth keeps you out of the victim mentality and anchored in the creator mentality. Say to yourself, I thank the universe for this adjustment, for this opportunity to grow, for this sign that something better is coming. This keeps your vibration high and your heart open. Breathwork and meditation can help you anchor gratitude in your body. As you breathe slowly and deeply, think of something you are thankful for, and let the feeling expand in your chest. With each inhale, draw in the sense of abundance. With each exhale, release tension and resistance. Feel the rhythm of your breath as the rhythm of giving and receiving. This practice creates a visceral connection to gratitude that goes beyond words. The body begins to recognize gratitude as a familiar state, and your nervous system starts to associate it with safety and sufficiency. Gratitude also shifts your self-concept from being a seeker to being a receiver and custodian of abundance. When you are grateful, you implicitly acknowledge that you are worthy of receiving and capable of handling blessings. This self-image attracts more blessings. You begin to think, speak and act like someone who expects good things, treats resources with respect and uses them wisely. This change in self-concept is a crucial element of manifestation, because the universe mirrors your sense of identity back to you. Practice gratitude for money in all its forms, no matter how small. When you find a coin on the ground, thank it as though it were a sign of your greater wealth. When you receive a payment, thank it before spending it. When you pay bills, thank the services you received in exchange. This habit reframes your entire relationship with money and infuses it with positive energy. Money then becomes a friendly, flowing energy rather than a source of stress. Spoken affirmations of gratitude can be woven throughout your day. Simple phrases like, thank you for the abundance flowing to me now. I am grateful for the money I have and the money on its way. Or, I am grateful for the unseen forces arranging my success. Can be repeated whenever you think of your desire. These statements replace worry with appreciation and keep your focus on the outcome you want rather than the absence of it. Another powerful approach is to mentally rehearse moments of future gratitude. Imagine receiving the very thing you desire and see yourself saying, thank you, aloud. Imagine the details of the celebration, the phone calls, the smiles, the joy of sharing the news. Let yourself feel the rush of gratitude in your body, as though it were happening now. This practice plants the emotional memory of success in your subconscious and accelerates its realization. By making gratitude a dominant attitude, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe. It transforms your emotional climate from lack to plenty, from tension to trust, from striving to allowing. As you live in gratitude, you naturally notice opportunities, attract supportive people, and experience synchronicities that speed your manifestations. Your inner state of appreciation becomes a magnet for external circumstances that match it. Gratitude is both the evidence and the cause of your connection to infinite supply. It signals to life that you are ready, willing and open to receive. It carries the signature of fulfillment, and in that signature your desired reality is impressed upon the unseen substance that responds unfailingly to the vibration you maintain.